Hi everybody, thanks for tuning into another video. What we're going to be doing today is unboxing this new Google Nest Cam Indoor. This is not my first Nest camera. I think this is my 7th. I've got them all over the house. I think they're fantastic. My personal experience with them has been great. No major issues. Yeah, they lose connection sometimes, but it doesn't last for very long. I think that's probably down to wireless signals sometimes due to interference, maybe more than anything else. Nothing major. And that's probably why I've got 7 of them. So if you're not familiar with these products, these were initially owned by a separate company called Nest. Nest was bought out by Google, and Google have rebranded the products with their own labeling on it. So you're seeing the Google's G there. But as far as the product is concerned, there's no difference. It's exactly the same as the old cameras were. So let's go ahead and get this wrapping off, and I'll talk about a few things that you need to consider when you're actually going to be buying one of these. So let's get the shrink wrap off here quickly, and I'll show you around what's inside the box very quickly, and then just talk you through some things that you really need to consider when you're buying one in terms of placement and etc. So let's get this open. The packaging has definitely changed. The old boxes used to be slightly different. They used to have a cardboard sleeve that used to slide off. And one thing I'm noticing straight away from the previous models that I bought, which were the actual Nest branded ones, were that they used to come with a little tag with a blue Nest symbol on it. And if you're not familiar, the blue Nest symbol was like a little blue house. But other than that, and there's another Google logo there, so they've fully rebranded the camera themselves. Why wouldn't they, right? They own the thing, so why not? Other than that, though, it's exactly the same. There's no difference. If I had one of the other ones disconnected, I would have bought it here and showed you right now. But this camera is exactly the same size and feels like the same weight. One thing I've got to say about these is, again, if you're considering buying one, is these have a really, really nice weight to them. The frames here, these aren't plastic. These are actually metal. They're heavy. You can feel the build quality in them immediately. They're not lightweight at all. The camera unit itself is just this little unit here, and if you push these little pegs, you could even push it out of the stand, but I'm not going to go and do that right now. It's clipped in quite nicely. But the camera unit is just this little bit here. The rest of it going around here is the stand. You can rotate the camera, as you can see in the stand, to your requirements. You can stand it up. It stands up very, very well. In fact, the stand is made really heavy so that if you do need to stand it and point it down, the weight of the camera, even though it's very top heavy, isn't enough to topple it over. As you can see, it's still able to stand up fine. So if you're standing it, I don't know, on a ledge or something like this, for example, and you want to stand it up like that, it's not going to fall over. It is actually going to stand up just fine. Maybe you're sitting on top of a bookshelf or something like that, pointing down to cover your room. You can do that without worrying about it. This thing is not going to fall down. Believe me, look at that. I've been using these for ages. They just don't fall. They're really, really, really well built. And balance is fantastic in terms of weight. So let me quickly show you what else is in the box. Then I'll explain to you a few things that you need to consider when buying one of these. Right, so you've got a cable. That cable is, if I remember correctly, it's a 3-meter cable. So it gives you a really, really nice length cable to start off with. But this is one of the things we're going to come back to in just a short while. Standard micro USB, because they're older devices, they don't have any USB-C connections, so you're still dealing with micro USB there, but not a problem because you've got one in the box. And to be honest, once it's up, right? You're not really going to be fiddling with it. Another thing you get out of the box here is you get a magnetic mounting plate. So the bottom of this has got a magnet in it. If you wanted to stick that onto your fridge, it would work. When I'm sticking this onto here, it's a very, very strong magnet. If I peel, the reason why they've got this foam padding here is they're telling you to actually remove this before you stick the camera to it. It actually is so strong that it's very difficult to pull off. So they've put that there so you don't have any problems, I'm guessing. No other reason I can think of really. But you would really remove this sticker. It tells you that as well. And then you've got some screws as well. So mounting screws are included in the box as well. You get 3 screws. Actually very nice screws. For some reason I just seem to like their screws a lot. As you can see, they are very, very nice screws. They're self-tapping, means you won't need to drill any holes to screw these into most surfaces. They're generally going to go into wood or plasterboard without any issues. If If you're going into plasterboard, you might want to consider some roll plugs to give them a bit of traction, but they have got a very nice thick and thin thread on there, and they do hold. I've screwed these into plasterboard without any issues, without using roll plugs, no real issues. You get 3 of them. There's 3 separate sections to this stand, so as you can see, you're going to get 1 screw in each bit there, and they're just going to go in like that. And there's plenty of room for adjustment there, so you can literally adjust this thing all the way around and get it exactly where you want it to go. On the back there, this little bit that you're seeing here is a little cable holder, so it will hold the cable in place like that, and then obviously it will probably be coming this way up, and it will be going straight into the camera. It's going to be stuck on there like that, and there you go. So it's going to go in there like that, and that's a bit of cable management there, keeping the cable steady, and then this will be going off to wherever it goes off to. So let's quickly just see what else is in there, and then we're almost done with the unboxing, and I'll just give you some advice on these cameras. Nice little round plug there, Google logo on it now. Again, used to be Nest back in the day. The plug is rated at 5 volt and 1.4 amp. It's a 5 volt, 1.4 amp USB plug. Yeah, you can use this for your phone if you want to. Why not? So let's put that aside for a second now, and let's just talk about a few things to consider when you're buying security cameras. So these are connected to the network wirelessly. There's no network cable in there, as you can see. It's just a power port at the bottom of it there, your micro USB cable. And for that reason, you need to consider a few things. So how far is this going to be from your wireless access point? If it's going to be so far that you're not going to get a strong signal, then you might have problems with video quality, or the fact that the connection will simply keep on dropping out. I had a similar issue with one of mine, which is actually outside, and it's on the complete other side of the house, and because it's outside the house, the wireless signal was weak. And thankfully, because I've got a plug socket inside the house, which is right near the actual camera outside, in the ceiling, in fact, the plug socket is actually in a hatch in the ceiling, I connected a wireless extender into the actual socket, and that is serving the wireless connection to these. So the first thing to consider is your wireless signal strong enough in the positions that you're going to be mounting these cameras? You can probably check very easily the signal strength. Maybe connect your phone to the wireless access point and hold your phone in the same area that you're going to be placing the cameras. You can download many apps on the App Store that will tell you what your wireless signal quality or strength is, or you can just judge by the indicator that's shown on your phone, where you have that little bar that goes up and down depending on how strong or weak your signal is. So again, I would definitely recommend that you check your wireless signal strength. And then the second thing is the cable. So obviously they're not battery powered. You have to power them through the cable. So they're powered through this constantly, right? So you get a 3-meter cable out of the box. What you need to consider is where you're going to be running this cable. Is it just going to be dangling down the side of the wall and, looking like an eyesore? Have you got a route into your ceiling or wall or cavity that you can drop it into, so it's tucked away nicely? Are you able to make holes in the ceiling or walls wherever you need them to pass these cables through? And then is 3 meters even long enough? Maybe you'll need to buy an aftermarket cable and buy a 5-meter or 10-meter power cable. Something also definitely worth considering. So those are the 2 main tips I would provide. And then obviously, where you're going to mount it. Is it anywhere where you've got a metal beam in the ceiling or beading that this will actually stick to itself? Or are you going to need to screw in the metal mounting plate? I would recommend using the plate. It's a very, very, very strong magnetic base. And once it's on there, it is not going anywhere. You can mount the camera upside down, no problem at all. You don't have to mount it this way only. So you don't have to do this sort of weird stuff like this. You can mount it upside down as well, or have it on the ceiling like that. The software allows you to switch it around 180 degrees. So you can flip the camera and you're going to have no issues with that whatsoever. Overall, as I said, from my experience, I have about 7 of these. I've got the doorbell, I've got 2 outdoor cameras, I've got 4 indoor cameras as well, another one to add to the collection. And I have all of them hooked up. They're all on a Nest Aware subscription, or Google Aware, Nest Aware, whatever they call it now, subscription, which allows you to add as many cameras as you like, and you pay a one-time fee for all of them. And You get the ability to upload 24/7 video stream and audio stream from the cameras. Depending on the package you go for, you can upload for more days or for less days. The package I have specifically allows me to store all audio and video recorded from every camera for 10 days directly into Google's cloud. And that gives you peace of mind. You're not storing anything locally on site. So everything that goes from the camera goes straight into the cloud, secured by two-factor authentication. So you secure your account with 2FA, which means when you log in with a password and a one-time access code. So no one can really hack your account very easily. Gives you a bit more peace of mind as well, and the ability to watch your whole house from wherever you are in the world. So I hope you found this really useful. If there's any other questions you've got that I might not have answered on this video, please feel free to ask them in the comment section below. And as always, if you have liked the video, I would ask you to just leave us a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you haven't liked it. And if you do want to subscribe, there's a subscription button here somewhere in the corner. Please do hit that button and you'll be notified of future upcoming videos I will be recording and uploading for you guys to watch. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for taking the time, for tuning in. Take care, all the best, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.